Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's They were my best friends growing up from Black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
Growing up.
The black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That's
They were my best friends. Growing up.
the black can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy.
Welcome to Tabletop Topics. I'm your host, Jeff.
And of course, Jeff, guys, if you want to catch and watch our ugly mugs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Deezer, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and now YouTube Music. We also have our YouTube channel, one word, Tabletop Topics, our Triple T's Clips channel, and our TikTok. So if you click on the links, it'll take you directly to the episodes, and of course, we have timestamps so you can navigate throughout. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and of course, leave us a comment. Again, guys, thank you again for joining us at the tabletop. Let's jump right into it.
Yeah! Snot's had it with our
I can't.
Snot's done with us. Snot was negotiating her
overtime prices.
Yep, her overtime prices. I think this is the what was it? The longest intro we've had in a minute, right? I believe so.
Listen here, young lady. All right.
It has to be perfect.
It has to. It has to. All right. We didn't want to mess this up, especially with our new special guest.
Yeah! Chat, everyone watching on Kick, Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube.
Yep. By the way, new intro's coming soon.
New intro is coming soon. He's still writing.
I just have to write it. Yeah. It's in my brain. I just haven't figured it out yet.
Chat, please welcome to the tabletop, Nancy. Welcome, Nancy. How we doing today?
How you doing?
I am doing well.
All right.
So, how we feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah. You're like super smiling.
Yeah. Shake them out. Loosen up.
You dropped our mics because we're too loud.
Yeah, we were just. Lil Jeff, mic is off, and I got you, brother.
Okay, so you're
okay.
You good?
I got you. Maybe it's because I'm eating the mic.
Oh, you're too close. Okay, that sounds better.
That sounds definitely better.
Good.
You're one, I'm two, right?
I don't know.
Hello, MS guest. I'm sorry you're dealing with these messes. Oh man, this is what we go through every day. Snot's like our quality control.
Yep.
Back here, I'm telling you, one day we're gonna make you a mod, Snot.
Yep.
Let's get back into it.
She hasn't quit on us yet.
Ain't quit on us yet.
Nancy, would you like to introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about who you are, what you do,
Okay.
and all that stuff like that? Don't be nervous. You got this.
You got this.
I see your TikTok videos and your YouTube videos. You got this. You got this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Remember, you're with us. They're just behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're behind the keyboards.
So, I'm Nancy Santana.
Nice to meet you, Nancy.
And I am a Reiki master, spiritual advisor, life coach. I hold different modalities
Okay.
to align my clients, their mind, body, and soul, aligning with heart. That's my tagline.
Okay.
So I've been doing this since 2012.
Damn, that's good. That's what's up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so over the years, I've besides being a Reiki master, I've taken other modalities and just continue to add to my spiritual toolbox.
Okay.
So that when a client comes to see me, I'm able to serve them in the highest way.
Can you explain what modality is?
Modality
For those who don't know.
is an alternative treatment therapy. So a modality would be Reiki.
Okay.
A modality is Seraphim Blueprint. That's something that I do as well.
Okay.
Theta Healing, hypnotherapy,
Okay.
sound bowl therapy, which is with the crystal bowls.
Oh, yeah.
I do that.
It's very soothing.
Kundalini Yoga. I'm a Kundalini Yoga teacher as well. So a modality is someone that's looking for an alternative way to balance themselves,
Okay.
wellness. Now, we do not take, we're not doctors, and we would not give medical advice.
Yeah.
So this is something that someone can add to, their lifestyle.
Okay, cool beans. That's awesome. See, I didn't know that. And then on top of is that? Oh, you just met my Barry White voice. Come out. Oh, I'm just joking. Yeah. So no, that's amazing because you are the first that we've had on the show. So that's amazing. So this is because me and my brother, we always say we're certified yappers, as you can tell from other places that we know each other from. But it's amazing because you're about to teach us something different. Because that's something. Because me and my brother, we look at ourselves as spiritualists. As you can see, we saged the house before you came. We put the incense candles just to block the negative juju from coming in. All that stuff like that. So yeah,
but we ain't pros like you though.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're nowhere near that.
So
I don't want to mess it up, and then the house ends up burning down. Knock on wood. Tomorrow. So we're just kind of here to kind of learn what you do and just give the perspective to the audience that don't know what Reiki is, because they might have heard it, but they don't know in detail like what it is, or if they need it themselves, because some people don't look for Reiki. Some people try to find religion. Some people try to find a walk path, like taking journeys or trips or something like that, just to find themselves. But if there's an alternative here, especially in Southwest Florida, because we are growing, and a lot of people don't know that there is these tools that you can actually apply to help somebody out, especially if they're struggling with a spiritual journey or something like that. You're available. So that'd be amazing. So my first question to you is what, and you don't have to go into detail, because we always tell people you don't have to make it personal. You can be vague, you can change the names, do whatever you want. But what made you want to get into Reiki back in 2012? Yeah.
My personal journey.
Okay.
My personal healing journey.
Okay.
I wanted to heal, wanted to balance my inner being. I knew that my life needed to change, and I went in and received a Reiki session from the person that would become my teacher.
That's awesome. That's
sensational. Now, sorry to cut you off. At any point, were you ever skeptical of?
No.
So you were fully ready to just.
My journey, I know, started back in 2009.
Okay.
But when you're going through things in life, and that's usually when people find me.
Wow, that's amazing.
When you're going through things in life, whether it's a traumatic event, you feel lost, you feel unbalanced. Something in your soul is gonna say, "Hey,
know. Oh yeah.
So I wasn't, I was reading different books, listening to different speakers that began to change my way of thinking and feeling. And I went into, at the time they had a store in Fort Myers, the Mystical Moon in Fort Myers, and I went in there searching for the very first crystal that I bought, which was a rose quartz. And my healing began with self-love for myself.
Gotcha.
And so I took Reiki 1 in 2012, in 2013 for myself. So I got the session in 2012. In 2013, I took Reiki 1. There's 3 levels of Reiki. So Reiki 1 is all about self-healing. Reiki 2 is where you would want to now begin to share it with others, and charge. And then Reiki 3, which is the master level, is where you are able to teach it and you become a Reiki master once you've taught it attune.
Okay.
We call it attunement. So Reiki 1 attunement, Reiki 2 attunement, and Reiki 3 attunement.
Okay.
And then the master is when you've taught at least one person and attuned them.
Oh, that's cool. How long does it take you for each stages to complete?
It's an individual process.
Gotcha. And does it have to be approved by a Reiki master? Is that just something that you say, okay, I'm ready for?
Yeah, like how would you know you're like ready?
Yeah.
So when you take Reiki 1 or Reiki 2 or Reiki 3, you're asking for a shift. So you're asking to transform your life. You're I say that it's empowering, transformational. You're gonna shift. And so it's gonna allow you to purge things that need to come up and to be healed.
Gotcha.
Limiting beliefs, how you were brought up. So it's an individual journey. Some Reiki masters teach it on a weekend.
Right.
I personally don't do it that way.
I got you.
I will teach, the first attunement, and I will ask the student to, be with that. And when they're ready, whether it's 6 months, a year, then we can talk about Reiki 2 and so forth. So I had, in January, I did a Reiki 1 attunement, and the young lady's ready to do a Reiki 2, and we're going to do that this month in July.
All right, cool.
So, she's done her work as well, besides coming to me to do Reiki. She's been doing her meditation, her yoga. So she's been on a healing journey as well, and she's ready to share it.
So with Reiki 1, everything that weighs down on your soul, do they have to tell you everything?
They don't.
But would it help them though, in the long run?
We have, the class is about 5 hours. So they will, I see the class as a sacred, spiritual ceremony, initiation, activation, attunement.
Yeah.
So I do ask my students that the week of their attunement, they eat clean, light.
Right.
They refrain from, alcohol, recreational drugs, if they choose, if they do it. Just because I will be doing the same thing, and at that class we're exchanging energy.
So it's like a cleanse.
Yeah.
You want them the soul to be as pure as possible.
And lots of time, I would say the majority of my students, they will go through a purging leading up to the attunement, where you may get a cold, but I don't see when someone gets a cold. For me, I never get a cold, or I don't get sick. If I'm getting sick, I'm purging something.
I feel
something's
that. You're
leaving.
Getting rid of something.
Yes,
I got
and it's something that I've asked for, because I do full moon rituals, new moon rituals, and I want to release something, and I ask the universe, God, creator, to help me with that. And so I know that when I've asked for that, maybe a week or two later, when it's time to release, like I will be sick, and I will be like, my throat's hurting, and I'm like, okay, I asked for this, I asked to release. Because see, our energetic body, it has to release it somewhere.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that's the way I feel that my being tells me, okay, you're releasing energetically. This is what is happening to you. So, to answer the question, it's individual.
Gotcha.
The student will know when they're ready, because you're asking for a shift. And so I feel if you did it 1, 2, 3, like all together, get ready.
I got you. And, do you think there's an eventuality? Have you ever had a student that didn't fully, like, they wanted to do the 1, 2, 3 levels?
What would hold someone back
from that? And would that not corrupt, but would that interfere with the journey that they're trying to take if they don't like release what's weighing them down soul wise?
It wouldn't hinder.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to say, in this process, in this journey, let's say, you know, we all go through things. We've all had experiences, some good, some bad, some not so good.
Mm-hmm.
So there are things in life that will trigger us, right?
Oh yeah, especially if we see something that.
So we want, you know, the goal is to align yourself that when you go through something that may be similar to what you went through in the past, because we're going through experience, like we're here on earth. School, this is school, right?
Right.
So
Right.
you can, because I have, you know, my life is not peachy cream because I'm a Reiki master.
Yeah,
Okay,
we all still
I go through things,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I feel it.
So,
but you smile every day. I see you though.
So
That's the thing.
So, you know, I know that I've been able to accomplish this. So I know my clients can, where you can be more mindful, allow the energy to work with you. And so when you go through something that looks like something you went through 10 years ago, you can see it for what it is and not allow yourself to get triggered to a point where you're going to, you know, go spiraling down.
Right back. Yeah.
You get what I'm
No,
saying?
I got you. I got you.
So, you know, I say my angels are funny. They'll send me some, you know, I'll go through something and then something will come up and I'm like, wow, that looked exactly like
What happened?
almost,
to me?
yeah. And I've been able to like see it for what it is, you know, have a moment and let it go. Whereas 10 years ago, I would have been like, ooh,
You would have been stuck
crying
on it, right?
you know, and
let
then-
it just
Where's my 9mm?
I feel it.
You what?
but you know, but it's all about,
I'm gonna crash out quick.
it's all about balancing, you know, your energy centers. You know, obviously, Reiki. You know, the Reiki is universal life force energy that does no harm. You know, that's the terminology or the, you know, what it is. It you know, reduces stress. It helps with, you know, relaxation. It's an alternative.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we have chakras. We have lots of chakras, but we have 7 major chakras
I
that,
believe that.
you know, if they're not
Aligned.
aligned and they're, you know, disc or circle, you know, and they should be nice and in alignment, that's going to affect us in our life. Okay.
Could you like?
So for okay, let's say the throat chakra. So there's 7, but the throat chakra, you know, obviously you would say throat, it's communication. But the throat chakra also is associated with listening. So lots of time, you know, if a throat chakra, like if a client comes to me and let's say the throat chakra was off, you know, depending on what they shared, and most of the time I don't like to know too much about what they're coming to see me, because sometimes people are, you know, like, I told her what was wrong with me. You get what I'm saying?
Like a therapist.
Right.
Yes.
I
Yes.
feel it.
They
So-
put too much weight on. Right.
Yes.
I got you.
So let's say, you know, they shared a little bit, but not too much. You know, that throat chakra, are they listening to their soul? Are they listening to their higher self? You know, are you speaking your truth?
Yes.
Are you saying no when you need to say no? See, there's a, you know, just be, you know, I love people, you know what I mean? And I'm a good person, but if it's no, it's no. And I will say it without hesitation. It doesn't take away from who I am,
Right.
because boundaries, and I respect myself.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And my self-worth, you know, and so, you know, lots of times they put 2 and 2 together, you know.
I got you. Well, like my brother always says, before you lie to me, you lie to yourself.
Yeah.
So
Your soul knows the ultimate truth.
So
There's an absolute
Yeah.
truth that exists in the universe, and to deny it, you know, you gotta. It's like what I always say. It's like when you tell a lie, the universe knows what the truth is, and for it not to be a lie, you either have to become the lie, and
Like we
then
told that
it's
to
not a
Cece
lie.
when she was
Right.
here. Yeah.
Then it's no longer a lie; it's the truth. Or you have to put in energy to, mold that
Yes.
lie,
Mold that lie,
to
yeah.
keep hiding that lie.
Yes.
And that's a lot. And then you got to remember that lie, especially the different people. And then it's like if those two people meet up and they're like,
Oh, the
"That's
universe
not-"
has a funny way of exposing
yeah.
the lie.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so funny.
Definitely.
It's so funny.
Definitely.
I think it was just you, but we should be solid.
Okay, you fix it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Jimmy, welcome to the chat. Jimmy says, "Yo, what's going on here?" Snot says, "We are charging our chakras." Snot says, "How does someone know they are ready for the next step?"
Okay. So how does someone know they're ready for this step,
Right.
or just even a session?
Yes.
Let's say. Okay.
Yeah.
So how I explain it to someone coming fresh and new. Okay. You have a vehicle.
Yes.
What happens if you don't give your car a
Love,
tune-up,
right.
an alignment, an oil change? If you don't put gas in it, it's gonna stall.
Yeah.
It's gonna give out.
Facts.
So imagine, this is your car. The chakras are your engines, the gas, So you're gonna know. You'll feel off. You'll just feel something inside of you saying, I don't feel balanced.
Gotcha.
Right?
Something's off.
Something's off. And so lots of time, the majority of the time, people find me because they feel like something's missing, like they need something. And so that's where, aligning with heart, with love, balancing your chakras, you would come in for a session. And, again, every practitioner's different.
Gotcha.
Every teacher.
But they seem to gravitate towards you though.
Well, yeah, they find me.
That's the wild part. It's like they just
They
Google it
find
and then
me.
your name pops up and like,
Yeah,
that's it.
a
She's
lot
the
of
one.
times. Well, I've had people, I don't advertise in Google, but my website is on Google, and so
Oh yeah, go ahead. Plug it in.
when when someone comes to my site, they will read, my introductory, and they've told me, they've gone to other sites and they were drawn back to my site.
Oh, flip it, Jeff.
So,
is that?
I
There you go.
I feel this, I know that this is sacred work. And I started in 2013, but in 2017, 2018, I discovered that my great grandma, she was a healer in Puerto Rico, and I never knew that until one of my uncles was telling me about her, because I was asking him about her, and then it all like clicked, because in my senior year and in a few years in 2013, 14, 15, you might have remember that I used to wear green contacts.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So he went to tell me that my grandmother, she was kind of like indigenous person in Puerto Rico. She was really, really dark, but she had the greenest eyes. And when he said that to me, my whole body, my crown chakra, like chilled up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, she was channeling me. Like I was channeling her, and I'm like I right there I knew that what I was doing, it was like in my lineage. I knew it was meant
But that's
to be.
amazing though.
Right.
It's like you didn't know it, but it's
I
like
didn't know it.
yeah.
And and it was like, and then my uncle told me, yeah, everybody around the different towns, they would come see her for sessions, okay? And I'm like, wow, and so it makes sense to me now. It's not a topic that is discussed in my family.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
But I know that I do God's work,
You're doing the
the
universe's
Creator's
work.
work.
Yeah. The one above
the
all.
intention is for the highest and best, and so for my clients to, find that balance with their mind, body, and soul.
That's real.
To transform their life, to heal.
That's
Because
real.
we all carry, lessons that we have to heal from.
That's facts.
Everybody.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
facts.
Regardless of how bad it is, it's the progress and it's what you do with that journey, wherever it leads you,
Yeah.
to help you get to where you need to get.
So,
But that's amazing.
I say the person knows, and visit, Google it. You don't have to come to me.
No,
you know
you
what I'm
need-
saying?
you guys
will
need to
be
come to her.
drawn. You will be drawn to the person that resonates with you.
I got you.
I always say that the creator, the universe is, those that are meant to see me will come to me.
Right.
They will go to my site, they will book,
That's
and they
amazing.
will show up.
That's amazing.
And it's for the highest and best good. And I tell my clients, if you did all those steps up in the ethers, our higher selves already had that meeting.
See, this is what I be telling y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Jeff.
This
Preach.
is just someone else just co-signing what I've been told. You know?
Yeah, you're just not a Reiki master.
I'm just
so-
not a Reiki man. I just didn't know the right words, the vocabulary to
Yeah.
interpret what I'm seeing, what
Nah,
I'm
I feel it.
understanding. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, man, like the highest self. I always tell people, like,
Become your highest
become
self.
your highest self.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if it's not in this life, try again in the next life, in the next
Yeah.
life, in the next life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your highest form exists. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
What is your highest form? It's the kindest, the strongest, the bravest. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yes.
healthiest. Get as close to that.
Yes.
It's never too late. You know what I'm saying? It's never too late.
No matter what.
So it's just stuff, stuff like I love it. I love it. I love it. And it brings peace,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Like
it
I always
does.
tell people, at the end of the day, I
I
go to sleep happy. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
That's how come you always see us smiling every single day.
Because I know what it is.
Yeah,
I know
like-
what the truth
right.
is, and I don't
Yes.
lie to
Because we
myself,
understand
you know?
what the goal is, or we try to, or at least to obtain it. We know there's no end to the limit that there is to where we're going, which is why we don't give up, which is why we try to put everybody that we can on so they can put the whatever good ether that they want to put out
any good energy
into these.
anything that can
Oh yeah,
help
for sure,
anybody, you
for
know,
sure.
they can
Positivity
resonate.
always.
Right.
That's like when people call me crazy because they're like, Jeff, I've never seen you mad. I'm like, why would you want to see me
Right.
upset?
Right.
That's insane. That's a weird
Right.
ask for me.
Right.
It's
You know
like
what I'm saying?
you're always happy, and then when you walk into the room, everybody looks like because it's not. Oh, you opening your mouth. It's your presence, your energy.
Yes.
They can feel it. They're like, I can talk to that person.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. I think Jimmy has a question, sir.
Jimmy says, "How do I use my chakra for fighting like in Naruto?"
You what?
Yeah, I'm dead, my man. Shit.
Jimmy,
Oh,
you're funny.
You trying to
bro.
hit him with the Rasengan, dog? What? You got to reverse. You got to reverse.
He went to
spin.
Japanese anime. You're
It's
funny.
the what was it? The hair swirl
Yeah,
pattern.
yeah, I feel it.
I'm dead. I think you're looking for Jiraiya. You looking for Jiraiya, Jimmy.
Anything else, sir?
Uh,
Questions wise on the comments, so we can jump into.
Nope. We're good for now.
Okay, I saw that you. Okay, so I always hear because
One second.
yeah,
Real quick, guys. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments.
Yes.
We will
Yes.
answer them.
and we are on all the 5 platforms.
Yes, we're on all
streaming live at
platforms.
once.
Your comments will come through.
Yep.
If you're on Kick, Twitch, Facebook, TikTok, your comments will come through. YouTube, your comments will come through.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
So, I always hear crystals. There's different types of colors. They represent different types of things. Can you like break it down? Like, what? I mean, if you want to break it down on what each of them represent, or what do you use the most, or what resonates with you? Like, what are they, and what essentially are they like used for?
So there's many crystals. The one that I resonate most with is selenite.
And okay,
This is selenite. Selenite is the only crystal that does not have to be cleared or cleansed.
Okay.
gotcha.
It vibrates with the highest vibration of angels.
Oh,
Okay. It
okay.
so it it's cleansing. So I love selenite. I always recommend it to my clients. I give them little tips.
She has it with her, Jeff.
I have it.
Oh
with
wow!
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
if you flip back to the camera,
Yeah,
yeah.
let me put it on the camera.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep, there it
absolutely.
goes.
Wow.
selenite.
Oh, that's nice.
So you don't
So
cleanse
now it just comes like that?
well,
Like they
this
cut
is-
it. They cut it.
And this is like a polish. There's raw selenite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have selenite everywhere in my office. I have selenite everywhere in my home. On the door seals.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So when someone comes into the home,
Size frequency.
Yep.
in my office, when they walk in,
I feel it.
besides my space being cleansed and clear, and I sage it, and the intention is there, I always have selenite. I have it under my bed.
Oh
lined
yeah.
up.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
So selenite is a crystal that I recommend. You can put it on your nightstand and leave it there. The other crystal that I recommend for new people is either black obsidian or
That sounds cool.
black tourmaline. Okay, I don't have
And what are the differences?
those are for protection,
against.
negativity.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, I recommend those. If someone, even a little tumble stone,
Yeah.
you could put it in your pocket, or put it in your purse, in your vehicle. That's a protection stone. And so the different chakras. So let's say you go to a crystal shop. So the 7 chakras, the root chakra, the color's red.
Okay.
So if you're drawn to a red stone, most likely your root chakra
okay.
Is red.
is, the sacral chakra is orange. If you're drawn to an orange crystal, that's your sacral chakra. Your solar plexus is yellow. If you're drawn to a yellow stone, that would be associated with your sacral. The heart chakra is green, but you could also use rose quartz. Rose quartz is pink, but if you're drawn to a green crystal, that's the heart chakra. The throat chakra is blue, any blue stone. The third eye is indigo, which is like a
darker
like-
violet.
yeah.
Yeah.
and then the crown is violet, purple.
That's awesome. She's legit. Look at that.
So
Yeah.
You named the whole thing. You didn't even look at it too.
Love it.
Yeah, that's
So,
amazing.
if you went, this, for somebody new, or if you're drawn to a crystal store and you're drawn to a specific crystal, look at the color, check the chakra that it's associated with, and see, what that chakra is telling you.
Now, does that also play into just like colors you're drawn to?
Yeah.
Because just from personal experience, I do a lot of existentialism in my art, and I'm heavily drawn to green, violet, and blue.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Green, violet, and blue, and it's usually like I don't know if you've ever had a chance, or when we're done, I'll just kind of show you, because
like his art. Yeah.
yeah, it's really heavy on the blues, the violets, and things like that. I don't know, they just resonate with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They just resonate with
Yeah.
me.
And even wearing the clothes or fruits, I always tell clients, eat the colors of the rainbow.
Right.
What have you ever been drawn to a certain fruit? What color was it? Think, so when you start being more mindful and kind of open to,
Everything.
life,
Life,
not
existence,
just
the nature
You
of
don't.
reality.
Your nature of reality. Yeah.
Yeah.
The nature of reality.
Yeah.
See, we knew we liked you for a reason. Maxine.
What? Yo, see, here's the thing, chat. You guys don't know.
Yeah.
We go way back.
Yes.
Nancy has known us since I was a jit, yo.
Oh yeah.
Since I was a jit, since I was in like what, 7th, 8th grade.
So what you
bro?
trying to say? We've been trying to lose weight for 15
Bro,
years.
for
and
15 years.
Nothing happened.
15 years.
Nothing happened.
I just got less hair, and you got.
You lost weight from your scalp.
Oh Oh my god.
That's
Oh my
crazy
God.
work.
I think
That's
yeah.
crazy work.
I think we got a question from the restream bot from Kick.
Radian, welcome to the chat. Have you ever done a sober stream, brother? I am always sober. Snot says, what does it mean to be drawn to a crystal? Like, am I being drawn to a crystal if I think it's pretty, or is it something else?
Like innate or something like your soul is drawn to. She has a good question. She has a good question.
So you know, the color might call you. So this is what I suggest. You know, if you're drawn to a crystal, carry it with you for a little bit in the store, whatever. You know, see how you feel. Put it down and see if you're drawn back to it.
I feel that.
And so, yeah, you know, you might think it's just pretty, but deep down inside your soul knows.
It's way more subconscious than that.
Yeah,
And that's with anything that we choose or we're drawn to.
Yeah.
It's like, we can surface level be like, it's just a rock, it looks nice, but something in there
Keeps drawing you to it.
I
feel
to
it.
you know.
And does each crystal has a different meaning behind it, right?
There's so many crystals, you know, but yeah, each one has a meaning, and they, you know, for example, rose quartz. That was the first crystal I was drawn to. So rose quartz is all about love, because your heart chakra is about love, relationships, the relationship with others, and the relationships with self. You know, so rose quartz is about love, and it's a, you know, it's a peaceful stone, but it will help with like self-love and self-worth and self-respect.
Yeah, like my brother always says, you gotta love yourself before you can love anybody else.
Sir.
What about your crystal? What does that represent?
So this, you know, the selenite, and then I
selenite.
have Labrador.
Oh, okay, you got another
So
one.
I have Labrador,
Ooh.
and this is just, you know,
It has like a nice silver blackish,
it's-
greenish.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Can you see the shine?
Yeah,
on it?
you can see
it's
because
doing
they're
a lot,
reflecting off the
yeah.
light. Yeah.
It's like green, gray.
Yeah.
So I'm just holding them. So
Oh yeah.
So
I
Oh,
receive
Do your
and
thing. Do your
say.
thing.
For sure.
But I love crystals, and once you're drawn to one, you might be drawn to many. So you know.
So for both of those, like, what do they mean? What's the meaning behind them? And you carry them everywhere with you, right?
So, you know, I always have my bracelets.
Okay.
And my jewelry. These I brought today. You know, obviously, I want to give knowledge.
Of course.
So Labrador, you know, using my intuition and
Okay.
and light, you know,
Ah,
so that
okay.
what I share is of the highest.
Yeah, because that's the thing I've learned. I hear about crystals all the time, and I know some people take it as a joke, but for me, I'm very open minded when it comes to certain things like that. Because especially if you want to get in tune with, again, like your higher self, like the best version of yourself. So for me, it's I want an understanding. I want to understand what it means and what it represents, because you never know. Because like you said, my brother and I can walk into a shop and then come out with a necklace or a bracelet or something like that. So. But it's very interesting to hear your perspective on what it is and what is the meaning behind it too, and for you to learn all that.
No, that's amazing.
That's
And it's
amazing.
internalized too.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
She knows it by heart, bro.
Yeah, she's a
No, that's
master,
real.
bro.
I love that.
She's a master. She's ready.
Snot says, kind of magnetic. Can you be drawn to more than one at a time? Like, can I collect them all? Speed run chakra mastery.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
See, now, like, what's the fastest you can get to that? Like, to that level?
What are you talking about?
Like, in terms... Okay. All right. So, it's going to be a spooky question, but hear me.
It's gonna be spooky.
Can
yes.
controlled substance help you get there?
I would say no.
No. Yeah.
No. And so let me step back for a minute, because I know that there are people that have had experience with going to
Trips
South
and
America
stuff. Yeah.
and doing and I can't even say the name, but
Whiffle
drinking
dust.
that tea or
Yeah,
something.
that tea.
I can't.
Yep.
I
It's like
had-
a mushroom, right?
It's
or
like a
something?
mushroom,
I was
and they
about to say
have
booger sugar.
they have an experience. So
Yeah.
one, you can have that experience by having a retreat like that,
Yeah.
by doing yoga, by meditating. You can have an experience by receiving a session. You see what I'm saying? But to be a Reiki master, you have to go through the attunements with a Reiki master. So this is outside of a session. A session, and so good question. When someone comes to me to get attuned, I ask them, "Have you had a session?" Doesn't have to be with me, but they have to have a Reiki session.
Gotcha.
How are you going to, offer a session to someone if you've never had one?
Right. Right. I got
You
you.
see what I'm saying?
no,
'Cause
that's true.
the attunement is not a healing. The attunement is to activate the natural healing and to,
It's like a biopsy.
yeah, it's like an
Right.
activation.
Yeah.
So it's not a Reiki session, which is totally different from an attunement. So a requirement is that they would have had to have a session with someone, and
And they can't do it with you first.
they can if
Okay.
they want. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but it's not a stipulation where they have to come to me if they want me to attune them. But I ask if they've had a session.
I got you.
The other thing with the Reiki attunement, as I was taught and as I teach, is you have to be attuned in the presence of a master.
I got you.
Right, because so you can't just solo it and then interpret it the way you.
Because
think
then
it-
that's what you're gonna think is like.
Because,
Right.
there's books out there. Everything's
Yeah,
in
for
books.
sure.
Facts,
So I
right.
could buy a book
Mm-hmm.
and read Reiki, the essentials of Reiki and read it. But until you are in the presence of a master and the master
Acknowledge.
opens up the
Acknowledges it.
channel,
Right,
Gotcha.
right.
you're not going to get
'Cause
attuned. You
other
can
than that,
look at the symbols
yeah.
because, back in the day, when Reiki first came out, the symbols weren't even published. Students didn't even get the symbols until the day of a class. But now it's all over internet.
Yeah, of
Right.
course.
So
yeah.
even if,
everything's accessible.
Exactly. So even if I am not attuned to Reiki and I look at the symbol, it's not doing anything. I can't do anything with it.
Because they're self-diagnosing.
Exactly.
Essentially,
I
yeah.
got
That's what it
you.
is. It's a self-diagnosis.
It's a self-diagnosis.
Yeah, because
I feel that.
it's like you saying I have ADHD or
And
something
you ain't
like
never
that.
seen
yeah,
a psychiatrist.
yeah,
or
or you
nothing.
say you're a psychopath, and you're like
psychopath.
you've never sat
Right.
down with somebody to tell you you're a
I
psychopath.
feel that.
No, I got you. It's like a self-diagnosis, and that's not good because a lot of people tend to self-diagnose themselves, and because essentially they're only saying what they want to experience or what they think they
Right.
should be experienced based off
Right.
of what they read. Okay, that makes
And
sense.
so I only attune clients or students in my presence.
I got you.
Awesome.
So
No video chat.
I don't do video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we gotta teach you that.
Reiki,
We gotta teach you that.
Reiki is not.
It's an
you know,
in-person
You
type.
can't
Yeah.
broadcast
No, I feel it.
Yeah.
I
the
feel
energy.
it.
I feel that.
And so
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
there's people that do it. There's people that do it that way.
I feel it.
Not unless
I just
you're
don't do it that
not
way.
unless you're like Scarlett Johansson from Lucy, where she can access the vibrational
Oh,
waves
right.
and then kind of
Right.
connect you to.
I feel that. No,
Yeah.
'cause everything is a vibration. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's the same way how you can break a glass just with sound waves. Once
Yeah.
you match its frequency, you disrupt it,
Yeah.
it breaks. That's just the simplest example.
Well, it's like
But
the,
everything is vibrating.
well, it's like what we
Yes.
said with the different realities and universes.
Yeah.
We're all occupying the same space,
we
but
are
vibrating.
occupying the same space,
but
but
vibrating
vibrating at different frequencies.
frequencies, yes.
Right.
And you want to get to the highest vibration.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
The path of least resistance.
I think Snot has another question, sir.
She said the name of the shroom, but I can't say it. What is the history of Reiki like? Does it stem from Wicca or a certain culture?
No. So it's a Japanese.
The history of Reiki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Japanese form of energy healing. And so it came from Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and back in the day when it first was taught, I mean, so there's an energy exchange. Obviously, there has to be an energy exchange. So back in the day, I mean, the masters would charge, you know, it was like $10,000 to get Reiki.
What?
Seriously.
You what?
So
That's wild.
So back in the day,
I'm poor.
and it was, you know, the student had to go to Japan to get attuned.
Because it was only over there.
Over there.
I got you.
So, you know, then eventually it was, you know, a lady from Hawaii went, got attuned, and then she began to, you know, attune masters, you know. So there's a lineage. So when someone gets attuned to Reiki, you know, there's going to be the master, and then the line, and then it comes down. Yeah, the tree comes down. So you get that with your first Reiki attunement. So like people that I teach or that I attune, like my name, and then if they choose to continue to Reiki 2 and Reiki 3, then once they do the teaching, their name goes underneath my name when they give the booklet to their student.
That's awesome. Passing on the torch.
Yeah. So So
like your energy, your knowledge,
and that's where you're in the process of with one of your students.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, a young lady. Yeah. So yeah.
Snot says this is why America forced Japan to start trading with the world. They was holding
because they're holding all the secrets.
They're holding all the secrets. What a happiness. What they say, capitalism ain't cutting it, bruh. I feel it. Snot.
Yeah.
What you got?
Let me see. I think that's it so far. Once again, guys, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Everything does show up together, so we can, you know, read them to you, and we can ask Nancy some more questions for you.
We get you on the video.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We actually
got your videos. Yeah, we're about to show it. Yeah,
let's have some videos.
That's awesome. Just so people can know, like, get a visual of what you do.
All right, let's start this one. This is a crystal bowl meditation.
Start from the beginning.
All right.
She's gonna have to start making our videos.
Yeah. Okay, and those are the
sound.
I'm loving this. That's a song.
Yeah.
Now I have 7 of them though.
Really?
I started off with 3.
And do you do all 7 of them at the same time while you're?
I have them all out, and then I'm guided by intuitively which.
And then you just
Now, do you naturally like want to make music with it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I said. What I mean.
Yeah, so you know, I'm playing
I'll be in
one,
that
and then I
mode.
go to the next one, and then it sounds so nice. So like,
Yeah.
then just spirit like
You feel
has
it?
me
No, you feel
go
it.
there.
So when you use the bowls, essentially, especially if you have a group, like what is it used for in the sense of one of the sessions? Like what are they what is the purpose of the bowls for helping the
person?
the person?
So,
yeah. Sorry.
so the sound bowls can do the same thing as like a Reiki. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
aligning their energy centers.
Gotcha.
So I've got, you know, the 7 bowls, the 7 chakra bowls. So, you know, if let's say I'm playing one and it's getting loud for them, if they want to like open their eyes and kind of see which color it was, that's
okay.
the chakra.
So they're not supposed to open their eyes.
Some people open their eyes. It's very relaxing. So lots of time people fall asleep.
Oh yeah.
I feel that. Wow.
So they fall asleep, you know.
Because I listen to space
I
ambiance
listen to
music.
ambient music.
Yeah, when I go to
bed.
Bags, right.
And some people, you know, and so let's say they are with their, you know, they're meditating, their eyes are closed, but maybe one is starting like, you know, I'm playing it and it's getting loud and loud. Obviously, they should breathe through it.
Yes.
You know, kind of take a deep breath in, you know, and kind of just feel it go, you know, go through their body, because the sound bowls are moving energy, stagnant energy
Oh, yeah,
in
for
their
sure.
body, just like an energy healing is going to move stagnant energy.
Yeah.
So, if they, they say they open their eyes, I was playing the yellow one, that's the solar plexus.
So if
just
something
example.
clicks with their vibration or their waves or anything like that, or their soul, that's when
Like
they
if
open
one
their
of the sounds hits them
Yeah.
off or a different
Yeah.
way, that's what needs to be
Yeah.
essentially cleansed.
Yeah.
I feel that. That's what's up. Okay. And then now we have intuitive, spiritual mentoring and advisor.
Seriously, you're gonna have to start editing your videos. That's really good. That's amazing.
Okay, so what are we burning here? That's an incense, right? Sage.
That's what I was gonna ask you next.
That's fine.
That's amazing too. I was gonna ask if tarot readings were part of your
I do.
dabble.
Now, was that terror?
That's a tarot deck.
Okay.
With guidance, I do oracle cards. I do oracle cards or those.
Can you explain what oracle cards
Yeah.
are?
So
'Cause I've
oracle-
never heard that before.
Oh, I should have got my bag.
You got your.
I got some right here.
Do you have to be in a specific setting to do it, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just like shuffle it. In.
Ah, okay, that'd be cool. Yeah. Oh, that's
Love
amazing.
it.
Yeah, if you guys
Yeah.
shift the mic over or anything like that, you can do that. But that's amazing. So, what are oracle cards?
So, oracle cards are, they're modalities. It can be used as a modality to tongue tied, to give spiritual guidance,
Okay.
advising. So I have sessions as well. Like I have a session where it's an oracle reading. I have several decks. Obviously, since 2013, I've been collecting decks.
That's awesome. Well, our sister does. Our sister collects decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
I have
collects
several
decks,
decks.
too.
So, I'm guided. If someone schedules that session, so I've had someone that had scheduled a session, and I used one deck one time, and then the second time I used a different deck.
different
I
deck,
was
okay.
guided to use a different one.
Okay.
So it's just guidance.
Okay. Cool beans. Are you about to?
So healthy boundaries keep me centered and balanced.
Is that for you?
That's for them.
Oh, for chat. Yes, sir. You got your first reading,
You
chat.
better take this in, guys.
Take this in.
Take this in. That's
So
awesome.
healthy boundaries,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Abby, welcome to the chat. Irene, welcome to the chat. Does Jeff work anymore? Abby says sometimes.
Abby's my team leader, and Irene's the
Welcome.
receiver.
They joined us on TikTok.
That's awesome. That's
Absolutely.
awesome. That's
Welcome,
amazing.
guys. This is Nancy. She is a Reiki master. She is
Yeah.
taking us through the lessons, the realm of Reiki, how to balance your life, how to balance your chakras, find peace, find balance through your energies. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the chat.
Send them through.
Send them through. We will answer them for you.
I think she was about to read something from the.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, and let's continue our
Yeah.
oracle read.
You ready?
What? No, I was just,
Oh, you're just looking through. You weren't going to.
Yeah.
Black Coffee says, "Is this the same training Doctor Strange went through?" And Snot Dog says, "Reiki ASMR."
when Doctor Strange discovered that there was multiple realities.
Multiple realities.
Yeah, from the
what was her name? The Sorcerer Supreme.
Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah.
The Sorcerer
Yeah,
Supreme.
well, she was in tuned with.
She was in tune, and she opened his
Third eye.
Third eye. Yeah.
So you
And
do
then
watch
he
Marvel
went through
movies. You're a nerd.
Yeah, and he went through the
I like Doctor
multiverse.
Strange.
Oh man. Now, like with things like that, when you see examples of stuff like that,
Played in movies and stuff.
Right.
Like
I love it.
that.
I
How
feel that.
accurate are they, or is it just
yeah? Do you
like
find some
a different
accuracy, right, or different
depiction
or interpretation?
You know, movies are gonna.
of B movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not really gonna go
I
in
feel
depth.
But what I love about movies like that is that can be a trigger to someone
That could open someone's.
to open them up to
right.
the
I feel it.
universal life force energy.
That's
you see what
real.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
To a change in their life.
Mhm.
You know, there's movies that do that.
I love that. That's
Mhm.
what's up.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
Okay. Irene says, "Love you, Jeff." Snot says, "Is there anything like blasphemy in the practice of Reiki? Like I see online a lot of custom art in the art style of tarot decks. Does that hold any meaning?
Like there's positive tarot
Like
decks,
different types
demonic
of art styles.
tarot decks.
Right.
So there, you know, where there's light, there's
There's
darkness.
dark. Oh, yeah.
The yin and the
Yes,
yang, right?
balance.
Facts.
So,
So you can go the opposite way in this.
I know that I work from the highest lights.
Gotcha.
Only from the highest
No
light.
negativity
So
here.
there's, you know, I don't, yeah.
You don't even
I don't,
invite that.
no,
right. I
that's
feel
not
that.
part of, you know,
feel
yeah, I work with the highest light,
Mm-hmm.
the angels, the creator, no darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But there is a realm.
But the yin
I
and the
feel
yang.
it. I feel it. Right. If there's a yin and a yang, you could fill in the blanks. I feel it.
But at the end of the day, light always wins.
Wins.
Yeah, for sure.
Goodness.
For sure.
Love.
That's facts.
You know?
That's facts.
So, yeah.
That's facts.
Love always wins.
I like that. James, welcome. Thank you for the likes. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
What do we got?
You're looking at TikTok. All right, so far we are caught up. Anything else, Jeff, Mr. Sherman?
No. Would there be anything that you would like people to know? We always ask this question.
Yeah,
Especially
absolutely.
to like anything that people would like to know, learn, and potentially it, like you said, it doesn't have to be you, but like guide themselves to want to be more open with learning Reiki, or at least getting a session, or to be able to open their soul up to something bigger than themselves, because a lot of people in this world struggle because it's more about materialistic stuff. It's more about what can I do
Instant
for myself,
gratification.
me, myself, and I, me.
Yeah.
And it's like my brother and I have gotten to a level where we're like, what can I do for others before I can do for myself? So it's like a lot of people struggle with that, because it's like, if you're not doing something for me, then why would I do something for you? Type attitude. So it's like, what message can you give anybody that is struggling with themselves mentally, spiritually, emotionally, that can essentially guide them, not just to
looking for
you,
light.
not just to you, because my brother and I will always hear, I'm a spiritualist, or something like that, but it's like, what can you tell people that are struggling with themselves, that want to find or figure out who they are as a person,
I want to get into Reiki.
that want to get into Reiki or anything like that?
I would say, you know, listen to your soul.
I feel that.
Listen to your soul. Your intuitive. You know, if you feel it here, you feel it in your gut.
It's not gonna lie to you.
Something's gonna nudge you. I like to say your soul will, you know, cry out to you until it's like, hello.
Yeah,
It's that gut feeling.
Yeah.
You know it.
You know,
it,
and so,
Yeah.
you know, and then, you know, do your research. You know, find someone that you resonate with.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because again, like you said, there's light and there's dark.
Mhm.
I had a client that would come from Miami to see me because she had a bad experience in
Holy
Miami,
cow, you gotta leave Miami.
and she would come to see me because she said it was different.
I feel that.
Miami's
That
like
w-
Sin City.
You know what I'm
See
saying?
now, is that a possibility? Like I've been.
So
with
you
my-
could, so that's why I say, do your research. I would say, if someone, I have a chat, like a little chat appointment available, because, I know sometimes people are reluctant.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
They
that.
might want to talk to me first.
Uh-huh.
Some people, again, go to the site, read over it. They resonate, they book.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes some people are hesitant.
Yeah.
Schedule a chat with me.
The fear of being judged.
I'll chat
or-
with you. I don't have a problem talking to somebody, and to see if it resonates, to see if I resonate with you. And if I don't, that's fine. But find someone that you resonate with that, can guide you.
I feel that.
Because at the end of the day, like I said, your soul's going to tell you it's time for change.
Mhm.
You're going to know, you're having experiences that
I feel
You
that.
can't explain.
You can't explain. Like
Yeah.
things are slowing you down. You're replaying certain things. Like no, I feel it.
That's
feel
what we
that.
need
I
to-
think the biggest issue with a lot of people today is they worry about so much of what other people think. So it's like they can never move forward with anything that they want to do in their lives because it's like, oh, what is this person going to think about me? And it's like at the end of the day, you can walk into a mall, look at this person, be the most ridiculous person in the world, and you'll never see that person ever again.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I think and I think that's just the biggest issue. So it's like, first you have to get beyond that step, and then you can seek the guidance and help that you want to get because they put themselves that, oh, I feel shame because that person's judging me, but why do you care?
That's the barrier to your higher self. Shame,
Yeah.
bro.
Once you've
Shame.
accepted that, then nothing can.
You got to let go of that ego
Yeah.
mindset.
death.
It's your ego. It's the death of your ego.
Yeah.
Ego
Because
is
the ego doesn't want you to evolve, to be more mindful, to live in peace.
It
The
thinks it's
ego
perfect.
will keep replaying,
Oh yeah, for
Right.
sure.
replaying the trigger, replaying what they said. You've got to, do it for yourself
Of course. I
because you love yourself, because that you want to be balanced, and so when you do it for yourself, for your inner being, for your wellness.
That's facts.
You'll have, whether it's a session or whether it is, just getting, Reiki 1. Some people just get Reiki 1 and stay with Reiki 1 just
Yeah,
because it's for self-healing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
So-
sure, for sure.
Self-regulation. all that,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
So just doing Reiki 1 because you know what? You know that there's something within you that needs to be healed.
Mhm.
I feel that.
That's where you start.
No, yeah, for sure, definitely.
That's real. Final comments. Let me read some. Snot says, "Can I print any deck from online and call it my tarot deck, or is there something special that makes a tarot deck?"
Oh, that's a good question. She asked a lot of good questions.
You could print a deck.
But is it the same?
But I feel like wouldn't
Because it's
that-
the energy you put onto
right.
the
That's
deck.
what I'm saying. That's just an extension of what you
Yeah.
believe in, what is valid
Exactly.
or legitimate to you. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, no, I feel that.
If it resonates with you,
Right.
you could use that
You could
deck.
use it.
You get what I'm saying?
Because it's not about
Yeah,
what other
yeah.
people validating,
Yeah.
except for
And
like
intention-
the Reiki master. you know.
Intention is everything.
Yeah.
So you
Facts.
got the deck.
What's the reason?
You put your intention on the deck that you're going to use it for the highest and
I think
best.
that's why Jules does everything.
Right.
She does. She puts like incense candles around her deck.
Right.
and
Yeah,
she-
yeah. You clear it, you cleanse it.
Yeah.
You can knock on it 3 times to, so it's intention.
Because it's here and here. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? That's why it's like, get rid of the ego, get rid of the shame. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you could have a janky deck, but if it's here and here,
Exactly.
it doesn't matter if someone thinks it's legitimate or real
yeah.
or whatnot. And then she also says, how can you tell a practitioner from a scammer?
She's asking a lot of good questions.
Well, you know, I would say, how can you tell?
Mm-hmm.
Trust your heart.
I feel that.
Trust your soul. You
I
get
feel
what I'm
that.
saying?
I feel that.
Because, you know, again, there's, you know, unfortunately there are people that maybe don't do it with integrity, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
I
the,
would
the,
hope
the
that
mega
they-
church pastors or something. Like
You know,
that. You
so
know, right.
Yeah.
you know,
Once it starts getting really telemarketing,
Or what
I think that's when.
what I've always learned, because I've always heard the terminology, the gut feeling, and I always say,
that's it. Your gut feeling.
Your gut
If you
feeling.
know,
if something's telling you, yo, this ain't it.
Yeah.
if
You
your
know?
stomach starts hurting, walk away because
Right.
it's screaming.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
not good.
Right.
And I've learned that
Mhm.
with my, because we already had this conversation, but I've learned that in my past relationship when I was engaged, that my gut was screaming no, 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 but I said yes, 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 and then it turned out bad after 5 years. So it's like, okay, now I understand what it means, so not to do that
Not to do
again.
it. They'll
I-
let you know.
I usually tell, you know, if someone has came to me and they've had a Reiki session before,
Mm-hmm.
so each practitioner in a session is different.
Mm-hmm.
Some people talk during the session.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I want my client to have their experience.
Right.
So we'll have a little, you know, 5 minutes before, you know, in that hour, 5 minutes to chit chat. Once you lay down on the table, I'm not going to talk until it's time. And I say come back because I want you to have your experience.
It's with yourself.
You have your intention. I want you to connect to your higher self. I'm going to connect to my higher self and my guide so that my messages will come through for you. So we'll have a little discussion after. So some people do it during, but I personally don't, because I want that person to have their experience,
right.
not
Gotcha.
me bringing them out from, you know,
Right.
if you're relaxing and maybe talking to an ancestor or,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't
and
want to be
then-
like, hey,
you know,
yank them out the
so-
avatar state.
Yeah.
What?
So I like to allow them to have their time.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then, you know, I bring them back like a grounding meditation, and then I discuss what, you know, energy center or
Yeah.
what came to me and things like that. But I say that because, again, every practitioner is
It's
different.
Yeah.
Facts.
No,
So
I agree.
this is my purpose. This is my purpose. And so I take it with, you know, the
going.
utmost sacred
And you do it
work.
honestly.
You know, I don't even say it's work. It's my
Right.
purpose.
Yeah.
feel you.
Like,
You
this
know.
is not work for us. We
Right.
love,
It's
Yeah.
not.
we
It
love
really
doing
isn't.
this.
You
That's
know.
why.
Yeah.
That's why if we can bring this and spread it through Southwest Florida, find not just talent but people who has
wanna-
a story
right,
or
who
wants to have a conversation. Here it is.
Right.
Let's do this. Let's make it happen. You get what I'm saying? But no.
DeAndre, welcome. Lito Lee. Thank you for liking the live. James, appreciate you. Thank you for the likes, brother.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
You got any final thoughts?
Final thoughts.
For a question?
I think we're solid.
We're bringing you back.
Yeah, you're absolutely coming back.
Because I definitely want to know,
Absolutely.
like after you've, because I know you're in the process of getting your student to a master, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So whether it be after she becomes a master, if she's at stage 2 of it,
Facts.
definitely want to have you back so we can understand it. Or if you want to bring her with you, we do have a secondary mic, secondary headphones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enough space on the table, and then we can have that conversation and see how that goes. But definitely, but if you want to let everybody know your website, you can go ahead and let them know now.
absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
So you can find me at nancysantana.com. Nancy spelled NANNCIE SANTANA.com.
Yeah.
amazing.
And so that's the high vibrational spelling of my name, because my legal name is NANCY.
Ah,
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So
All right.
my business, my LLC, is
Well,
under that
I'm deaf
vibration.
in both ears, so I didn't hear nothing.
I am.
Her name's Nancy with an IE.
With an IE.
Yep.
Yeah, and You can visit my
Love
site,
that, man.
services, appointments.
And your business is in Fort Myers?
Fort Myers.
Fort
My
Myers.
office is in Fort
All right,
Myers.
Cool beans, cool beans.
Yes.
We love it. We love it. You can set appointments. She
Mhm.
offers courses, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now we definitely gotta visit,
yeah,
so so we can figure it out.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So we can
you can
definitely
trust
figure
her from us. We've
yeah.
known her for the better part of my whole life, bro. What?
Right, right.
Bro, half my life. You've known me for half my life, man.
And she is
Amazing.
she is a Virgo too.
I am.
What? Oh man! See, that's why the energies is vibing today, bro. What? Nah, very grounded. I love it. I love it.
You're very grounded.
Very grounded. I love it. I love it. Snot says, good night, y'all.
Thank
Nice
you.
meeting you, Nancy.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Awesome.
Yeah, she
awesome.
said links in the bio for Nancy.
Links in the bio for Nancy,
Yeah.
guys. Check them out. Show some love. Show some support. You know, if you guys want to book a session, a Reiki session, you know what I'm saying? Get yourself aligned. Get yourself right.
There
Because
you
we
go.
only go up.
Yep.
Yes.
Reach your highest self.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
At the end of the day,
At the end of the day,
we go to sleep.
we go to sleep happy.
There
Before you
go.
lie to me, you lie to yourself.
We gotta get down the shirt. we
That's
gotta
real.
get down the shirt.
That's
but that's
real.
amazing.
Mr. Jeff.
Yes.
Oh, actually, shouts out to chat, man. You guys came out today.
Yep.
Shouts out
Asking
to
the questions
TikTok,
too. Yeah.
Twitch,
Yeah.
Facebook.
That's amazing.
Man, we
We're
love
definitely
you.
gonna have
YouTube,
Nancy back
Kick.
on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for showing love. We appreciate you. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank
Appreciate you for coming
Thank you
by.
so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's we always have a great time. Bruce is super chill. He calmed down finally.
Still
All
have
right.
that spray ball though.
And Mr. Jeff,
Yes, sir.
take us home.
Guys, thank you again for joining us at the tabletop. If you want to catch and watch our ugly mugs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Deezer, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and now YouTube Music. We also have our YouTube channel, One Word, Tabletop Topics, our Triple T's Clips channel, and our TikTok. So if you click on the links, it'll take you directly to the episodes, and of course we have timestamps so you can navigate throughout. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and of course leave us a comment. Again, guys, thank you again for joining us at the tabletop. You have a good night, weekend, evening, and day, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
See you, guys. Thank you.
Intro out and then
Intro, right? Yeah,
then
last time.
stop this.
Last time I just blue balled y'all. That's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, he
All
knows
right,
when we're
guys.
leaving. You can pet him on the head. If you
All right,
want to.
boys,
Yeah.
ladies, gentlemen.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you. Irene, Abby, DeAndre, James, Jen, yes,
Yeah.
sir. Snot,
Boy.
Thank you.
Jimmy, thank you.
Yeah.
Alu, we missed you. If
Yeah.
you,
Well,
if you
it is
get a
3
chance.
a.m. in
It is
Finland.
3 a.m. in
It's
Finland.
3 a.m. in Finland.
What is it? Swumi Perkele. Yeah, we ain't forget about you, Alu.
Swimming for Peke.
Y'all have a good night.
Swoomy
Swumi Perkele.
All right.
Y'all have a good night, guys. Take it easy. We love y'all.
They were my best friends growing up.
From Black Can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That was
They were my best friends growing up.
from Black Can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared.
Meanwhile, you think it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That was